want to open a debate. I want to open a debate with you. If you don't know who I'm talking about, name's up in the title. You are so wrong on a lot of your ideas. Communism and Marxism were about power. Communism is about power to the state. Marxism is about power to the people. The ideas don't work because people are corruptible. Does not matter. Power is what ultimately they were after. As I pointed out in one of the responses that I did to you, Marx was neither for nor against religion, but he saw that the separation of church and state was an absolute vital necessity, and that at all cost religion must be removed from the state to maintain power. What Marx wanted and what communism became were two different things. I hate to tell you, but this concept of millions of people were killed in the name of atheism, no. Sorry. They were killed in the name of power. The fact that the state was atheist means nothing. Because if this was true, then Holland, Denmark, Sweden, and all the other countries that are atheist, predominantly atheist, where the majority of the laws are atheistic, their death rates would be staggering, but they're not. In fact, they have longer lifespans, better health. Overall, if you look at the percentage of people in prison, every statistic pretty much down the road, right down the aisle, in those countries where the true concept of atheism, individuality, without power being taken by the state, the country's better. Sorry to tell you, but you're just plain wrong. As far as teaching ID in school, it's not going to happen. And you went, oh, you must be afraid of them teaching critical thinking when it comes to science and evolution. I want them to teach it. But like I stated to you, here's the problem. And this is where you have to be afraid. If they teach them critical thinking, they're going to turn around and use it on you. They're not just going to do critical thinking about science, which is science wants you to think critically about it. Questioning science is a vital component to science. Okay? But faith isn't. So what happens when those kids, all those kids that you're pushing for them to learn critical thinking, turn around and say, okay, but what about this? And your answer is going to be just have faith? Sorry. You think the numbers right now, because we went from being a very small percentage in this country back in the early 1900s to now 14%. Do you think that number's going to stay that way? If you teach them critical thinking, that number's just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. And they're going to leave your faith rapidly. You teach kids science, you teach kids critical thinking, they're going to leave your faith. Because they're going to start questioning it. That's how I came to this. Is that I was taught to question. And the questions I asked, there was no answers. With science, most questions can be answered. With religion, the answer is read the book. Have faith. Read the book. Have faith. But here's another problem with teaching ID in school. And something you brought up is the marketplace of ideas. If you open the door to one group's idea that's outside of science, that are outside of science, whether you like them or not. Like I stated in my text replies, the 60+ different religions that have creation myths. Teach all of them at the same time. Oh, and then also teach the flying spaghetti monster, the invisible pink unicorn, and all the other made-up ones that are basically there to make fun of you. Because they have just as much validity as ID does. I liked what I believe P.Z. Myers wanted to do, which was to have a full study course, a mandatory course in religion. Teaching it from all points of view, having religious leaders from not only Christian, but various Christian organizations, various Islam organizations, various Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, atheist, humanist, every group out there come in and do presentations on what they believe. But you'd have a problem with that. Because you only want them to learn the stuff you want them to learn. Because if they start learning, there's other faiths out there with other creation or ideas. That's going to make them, combining that with the critical thinking that you think we're afraid of, they're going to leave, and rapidly. You think it's happening bad now? Just wait. So, there's a whole list of things that I just brought up. Come after me. Debunk anything I just stated. Anything at all, debunk it. Please. I challenge you. I beg you. Please, come after me. Because everything that in my first reply to you, every one of the text comments that you made, I came and destroyed you, and you have yet to answer some of my big questions. So, you got time tomorrow, you got all day tomorrow, the next day, whatever. I'm done. I'm closing the comments on that other section because I'm done with that. So, come after me.